Okay, so if we see 9,200 strike, 2,000 or 2,16,300, that is called as open positions for this strike price, and 1 lakh. This is called OOI. Change in OI means the positions are either added or positions are either we can say they have been offload the positions. So if we say that 1,11,000 have been added, that means for this strike 1,11,375 lots, lots or shares, sorry, you can say shares, not lots. The shares have been added for this strike. We will have a question and answer after this session, so whatever you can have, you can note it down in the chat. Now coming to the 9,300, again we can see 2,42,000, that is open interest, and this is the change in open interest for the same day. The change in open interest, this open interest for each strike will change depending on the change in open interest. So in simpler terms, if the open interest is 100 and change in open interest is, say for example, 15 plus, so it will show as 115. In this column, if it is 100, showing yesterday as 100, and today if it has been added 15, that means it will, today it will show cumulative open interest, this for this strike is 115. Same way for the put. So this is applicable for all the stocks, this is applicable for all the future, for all the option chain, irrespective of stocks or irrespective of the indexes. So, and the values will change, the positions will change based on the once the day has been started. So you know, one observation we can see, okay, let's figure out where is the maximum open interest. So usually in simpler terms, what will happen, the point of the strike at which the maximum OI is there, that is called as support and resistance both. So here we will see, first of all we will try to analyze where is the maximum resistance and where is the support. So if we go through this, our Nifty has closed at 9,111. This is the closure of Nifty on Thursday. So nearby strike comes around 9,100. So if we go on the put side, the support which is coming up, why it is called support, I will explain you later. So the support which is coming here is 8,500. That is the first support. If you can see over here, that is the maximum OI at one of the strikes. So this is the first support. That means the people who are trading in options does not expect Nifty to go below 8,500 for the next week. So this, you can, 8,500 should be considered as a crucial support. Now which is the next level? Next level comes at 9,000. So again, the people who have shorted the puts, maximum what people expect and what we usually see is FIIs and smart money usually short the options, and retail usually go with the buying of options. But as we have worked together, we have seen many times that smart money is also buying the options, but it has to be stock specific. But majority of the stocks, or the majority of the strikes you can see, especially in the index, it's purely writing. So we can see the first support coming, that is the second support. So second support will is coming up at 9,000. Now where is the third support? So the third support is coming at 8,800. So what is the use of this? The use of this is, market is not expecting to go below 8,500. That is the first support. Now second support is 5,000, 76,450. So what will happen is, the people who are trading in the market does not expect Nifty to go below 9,000 for next week. So that is why the people have shorted this 9,000 put heavily. You can see the change in open interest, that I'll come to the next. So this is This is the second support, and the third support is 4,50,000, that is for 8,800. So what will happen if Nifty will fall down? What will happen is it will take a support at 5 lakh, it will take a support immediately at 9,000, which is at nearby strike, and then immediate support will come at 8,800, and then the support is coming at around 8,500. So based on the option chain on the put side, the supports are, the first support is 8,500 as per the OI, second support at 9,000, and third support at 8,000, sorry, 8,800. But when we try to trade indexes, the first support always come to the nearby. We cannot go with the first support like 8,500. So always it is gonna be 9,000 only. So 9,000 we will have a support first. Second will be 8,800. This is a small support, 8,900. So this can easily be breached. So this I will not consider. We will go with the three supports, and third one will be the 8,500. Again, 8,700 is also good support. But please mind, while trading during the intraday or indexes, whenever you are trading it, you need to check the this OI regularly, maybe in every hour. If you are trading an index for intraday or for 1 day or 2 day, you should check this OI in every hour. What is the change right now and where is the support lies? What will happen many times is, suppose the index break 9,000. So this OI will be reduced because the people who have shorted can also think of that market will sustain 9,000 and it might not come up. So there will be the unwinding of the position. So unwinding means, what will happen in unwinding? So unwinding means from 5 lakh, say for example 40,000 has been unwinded. That means the 40,000 positions has been unwinded. That means the OI will reduce to 5 lakh 36,450. So that is called unwinding. And this unwinding occurs when there is a fear in the market for puts. Similarly for the calls. We'll come to the calls also. So this is for the puts. Again, the change in OI. Now we will see where is the maximum change in OI. Again, you will see the maximum change in OI lies at 8,500. So as we see the maximum support, the first support comes at 8,500. Again, the change in OI 6,000, 6,51,000. So that means people are strongly believing it that the market will not breach 8,500. Now the next support, again we said from the OI is 5,76,450. Again, the change in OI is at 4,59,000. So strong put buildup, put writing has been heavy put writing has been done at 9K levels. So that means people are not expecting 9K levels to breach easily. Next is 8,800. So even if you see the supports which we have analyzed as per the OI, same change in OI is also being analyzed like this. In the same sequence, we are getting it from the change in OI. That is, maximum puts have been written at 8,500. Second highest number of puts which are written is at 9,000. Third will be the 8,800. So this is how one should find a support. Now we'll go to the resistance. How we can find the resistance? So resistance can be found on the call side. What is the call? So call, if we can see 9,500, that is the maximum OI. So if we can see the maximum OI is 8,59,200 at 9,500. So people don't expect market to go above 9,500. So we have a broader range coming up of 1,000 points from 8,500 to 9,500 for option chain. So for option chain, we can see we have a 1,000 points in Nifty currently. Please note that similar theory, similar things can be applied in Bank Nifty, and the similar procedure we can apply it in stocks also. But only the stocks which have a good volume, like Nifty 50, you can easily apply the same strategy to find out the support and resistance based on the OI option chain. So where is the second support? If we can see, the second support lies at 10,000. So the second support lies at 10,000. That means people does not expect Nifty to go above 10,000. So it doesn't mean that once we find the resistance at 8,000 or 9,500, we should not have a resistance above that. That can be a speculative positions which are built up saying that Nifty might not cross 10,000. So they are writing these calls. Again, where is the next support? So resistance, sorry. So the next resistance, if you can see, it is coming already. Nifty has closed above the third resistance, that is 9,000. So maybe moving ahead, we have a tough fight between bulls and the bears at 9,000 level. So 9,000 levels will hold crucial for the next week because we have third highest open interest and we have second highest open interest over here also. So we might see a tough fight between in and around 9,000 levels. Now we can see the change in OI. Where is the maximum change in OI? If you can see similarly, as we have seen on the put side, call side also, the change in OI comes at first at 9,500. That is 4,42,500 shares have been added. I can say shares. That means if you buy a one lot, so if you are buying 75 shares of Nifty, that is why I'm saying shares. Or you can divide it into lots, you will get the lots also. Again the second will be again 10,000. So the second change, maximum change in OI is 10,000, and similarly we have third change in OI again in 9,000. So I think the level which we need to observe next week is 9k as per this option chain trading. However, we have already found out the range for next week, that is 8,500 and 9,500. So similarly, you can observe this option chain on Monday also. Say for example, if Nifty will come at 9,500, you can easily see this. You can easily say this that Nifty might not cross this and it can fall. Similarly, if it can fall by around 8,500, again there'll be a buying which will come because the positions are still open. One more observation I can share from the experiences, that during the fall, when the fall has started in February and March also, there are many put positions which have kept open. People were holding the put positions, and Nifty kept on falling. So what will happen is people expecting Nifty to go up. However, Nifty didn't perform, and it gone from one. It has broken one support to other support to other supports. So what will happen? These puts have to unwind their positions. So whenever calls or puts unwind the positions, the fall or the rise will be very fast and furious. Similarly, if we see, there are many shorts which are there in the system when the Nifty went up. So what will happen? These shorts which are there, I can say these shorts in calls which are there, OI for different strikes. These shorts, again, say for example, 8,59,000, this one. So those who are expecting, say for example, will consider for 9,200. So what will happen if Nifty will cross and sustain this level? The option traders who have shorted the options will unwind their positions. So once they will unwind the positions, the move will become quick and fast. That is why if we see that whenever some levels are broken, the move becomes very thick and fast because of this option writers who are unwinding their positions and which are adding to the trend. So that is one more observations. You can see, if you analyze, you need to analyze this chain, option chain, by yourself on day-to-day basis. If you analyze this, you will find it many interesting things coming up from the option chain. There can be a buying, there can be a selling, but usually this is a selling, like we all will consider. So this is one of the option chain. Now, say for example, I can take option chain of Tata Motors. So for Tata Motors, here we can see the maximum on the put side, the support which is coming at around 2 lakh 22 lakh 79,000, that is 65. So at 65, people does not expect market to break the level of 65 very easily, because you have highest number of OI at this strike. So 65 will not be broken easily. Even if it is broken, it won't be sustained as per the situation right now, as per the option chain. Similarly, here we can see the resistance. The resistance we can see is 80. So the current price is 74. So above 80, it is very difficult to sustain and cross. So this is the support and resistance. So there is a range of 15 rupees in Tata Motors, in which it will trade continuously, but this range will change on day-to-day basis also based on the OI. So say for example, if the fall has been brutal or the rise is like 10%, the range which you can get at the end of the day will be different. It is not going to be similar range every time, every day. So you need to keep on observing on daily basis where is the maximum OI, that is where is your maximum support and resistance. So based on the call which is having the maximum OI, that should be your resistance, and maximum OI on the put side, that will be your support. So you can trade accordingly from that also. Now, what is more important, I will share you another one strategy in the options later on, how we can work on the options based on the change in OI, which I have shared with, I think one of them over here. So this strategy which I'll share later on, I was using this strategy during my early trading career, and it has helped me to gain good returns also. But since I've developed a setup, so I'm not uh, using on day-to-day basis, but this is one of the good strategies. You can use this, and you can use this in your daily trading and even on the positional basis also, and that can help you. Okay, we'll go to the next. We can go to another option chain, say for example Bharti Airtel. See, again I'm showing you an example. Here the maximum OI, you can see it lies at 500. Again, people does not expect Bharti to cross 8 lakh, that is 500 rupees. So what will happen if we cross and sustain? Okay, there are two scenarios. Okay, let me consider LT. LT is a good option which I'm tracking on daily basis. I can explain this my strategy also earlier, which I used in the past. Okay, so here you can see the maximum OI lies at 900. Okay, so 900 is the, we can say, resistance which it is not going to cross easily. Support 800. So we are very near to the support, very near to the support. So once is 800 is broken, what will happen? There are two things which can happen. One is, if this will happen, if 800 will get broken and sustain, the maximum OI which is there, that is 1,14,000. These people will run away to cover their shots. So what will happen? If it is sustained and closed, and if there is a fear among put writers, they will close their positions and they will run away. So the fall will be brutal for sure. And this we have experienced many times. So once 800 will be closed below, and if it is on EOD basis, that is end of the day, then for sure you will get a good fall, because the next support which is coming at around 700 levels only. So as per the option chain, we have a good setup which is showing that fall of 800 can go till 700 levels, in which there is a small support in the range of 760 also. So this is how you can find the supports, and this is how you can find the levels also based on the strike prices and based on the options. Again, if you go to the resistance, we will see that 900 will not be crossed. Second resistance coming at 840. Now, the guys, if you remember, I think on Thursday, the LNT has opened around 8:36 or something, and it has not closed or crossed, and it has gone down, retraced below. So this is how that is the power of options at times. Mostly you can see the positions being built up at, at the higher strike rates, just to that means that people are adding the positions at the higher level. That means they're expecting the stock to go down. Similarly, people adding to the lower strikes, that means they're expecting the stock to support at those levels. Okay, so the next here is, okay, yeah, sorry. So seminar chalo. Yeah. So here I'm analyzing trying to find the option for LNT. Okay, we'll see from LNT from here only, no issues. This IIFL mobile app is very useful if you use on your day to day. I suggest you guys to use this app, mobile based app, and try to use this app. This is very useful in finding the change in OI, and it will show you the exact way. I'll explain you later. Those who have IIFL can ping me. I'll explain you in better way how this app can be used beautifully in taking a trades also. Okay, this LNT. Let me start with this. So what will happen for this LNT? If you see the LNT for, again, if you see this Nifty LNT has opened at 834. It went till 840 in the first. This is 15-minute chart. So in the first 15 minutes, it has opened at 834, went till 840, but it has retraced back and closed at 823. So similarly, here you can see the second resistance coming at 840 only. So it is the ideal time to buy a put if if the stock is opening at your resistance level, because or else you just need to watch the price action, how it is following up. Now what will happen in this? If you see, if you see here, the 24, this is the change in OI. So change in OI during the day, that is 24,750 shares have been added at 840 strike price. That means people are not expecting LT to cross 840 very easily, and the same thing has happened during the day, that it was unable to cross and sustain. Second thing, there is a liquidation or unwinding of calls, a small unwinding of calls in 820 also. So the people who are in shorts, because of the panic in market, or because of any reasons that Nifty has closed above, or Nifty is going high, or the stock is sustaining some levels, people have closed their shorts. And these are not intraday positions. Any change in OI is not intraday. Change in OI is always on the positional, on the EOD basis only. If the person is trading in intraday, it will not include in the, it will show the positions during the intraday, but it will not show during the, consider, if you consider the end of the day, it will not be reflected. That means if the 25,125 shares have been unwinded, that means from 1,06,000, earlier it was 1,06,000 plus 25,125. That is 1,31,000 shares have been there at 820 strike price. But after this unwinding, what is left is 1,06,000. So there is a small fear on calls that Nifty LNT can go up. This unwinding should have some bigger value. That means if there is a huge unwinding or there is a huge short covering, huge unwinding either on calls or puts, you will definitely see some good change in the trend also. Now, if you see the put side, you can see 820 puts have been unwinded. So what is unwinding in puts? Unwinding in puts means there is no support at this strike. People who have shorted at this level, they think that market might not take a support at 820 or at this strike rate also. That means at 820 levels also. That is why it is showing minus 11. Again, this 20,000 have been added at 800. Now, if you see the price action of nearly last week around, there is price consolidation in the range of 800. 800 has broken, but it has not sustained easily. However, the price has not sustained at the higher levels also. So here you can see 800 levels. The people have added some positions on 800. So that means 800 will not be broken so easily. If it is broken and sustained, definitely one can go and buy a put based on the options. Now, let me tell you one thing. The strategy which I was referring to, whenever there is an addition in the call, say for example 840, cumulative OI is, say for example cumulative OI, sorry, this OI for 840 is 1,16,000. So if I consider 10% of this 1,16,000, that comes at around 11,000 or say 12,000. So here, if the change in OI comes at 12,000 positive, similarly, if the change in OI coming up at on the put side also, that is unwinding, which is, say for example it is 11,000, and if the unwinding is there, which is at 10,000, then 6,000, or say 10%, that means 1,000. But usually what we will take the strike price is, sorry, let me again explain you. We will take a strike price near which the stock is trading. That means if the stock is trading at 800, then we will take a strike of 820, that is call and put, 800, that is call and put. So from 820 we can easily see whether it will go 820 or not. We can easily see whether it will break 800 or not. Okay, so here we can see there is an unwinding in the calls, that is almost 10%. Similarly, there is an unwinding in the puts also. So that means what it suggests? It suggests that both calls and puts, or the bulls and the bears, are expecting, are definitely in the confusion which way it will go. That is why there is an unwinding on both the sides. Again, coming to the point, for 800, we will see to the 800. So 2,38,000 and there is an unwinding of only 13,000. So 13,000 is only 5%. So only 5% have been unwinded for this 800 call position, and for 800 put 20,000. That is almost around 10% has been added. So whenever I used to take a trade in my setup before, I always consider that one side, both the sides, it should be 10%. But if the market, if you wants to think that stock can go below, that is stock can fall, then there should be an addition of 10% on the call side, and there should be unwinding in the position on the put side for the same strike. Again, I'm repeating, if I consider 820, if I consider this 820 put strike price, if I don't expect market LT to go above, then there should be an addition of 10% of the total OI during the day, and for the put side there should be a 10% of the OI of unwinding during the day. If this will happen, your stock will not close below that, sorry, above that. For sure it will fall. And similarly, if you see some more addition next day, similarly on the 820 also, again you will see some addition, then 100% the stock will not cross 820, it will fall further. And adding to the same thing, if we see a fall, addition of the position at 800 levels, say for example 10% of OI has been added in 800, and 10% of the OI has been unwinded at 800 put, then the stock will fall definitely. This confirms that this LT will not sustain uh, above 800 also. So this is how it goes. Now coming to the next, if say for example, if we are considering the upward trajectory, if we want the stock to go up, now what will happen in that cases? We will expect the unwinding on the call side and addition on the put side, because puts will give you supports and calls will give you the resistance. So any change in this 10%, say for example, if 800 820 will be crossed maybe by tomorrow example, then what will happen? There will be unwinding in the calls. If this unwinding is 10% of the OI, and similarly for 820, if there is an addition, instead of unwinding there should be an addition on the put side, then definitely your stock will go up. And smart money will go with the range also. They will go strike by strike. Many times in this liquid stocks, they will go strike by strike. They will conquer this 820 levels next day, or the same day also they can conquer the 840 levels also. So this is how one can easily work on the option chain, and one can easily derive the strategy also. Now I have last thing. I will have some observation on the volume. Okay, so this is the chart. I have considered 10. This is 10 EMA. This is 50 EMA. This is 100 EMA. This is a Nifty future chart for 15 minutes. If you see, there is a divergence on RSI. That is RSI, Relative Strength Index 14. What is called divergence in simpler terms? If the stock is going higher, here you can see the stock is going higher. Okay, the stock is going higher, but your RSI is going on the downward channel. That means the strength of this upside is very limited. Please note, this is 15-minute chart. This is not a 5-minute chart. This is not a daily chart. So this confirms that the fall will be there can be a fall based on 15-minute chart. Now if I see this on 30 minutes also, Again, if you see, it is going up, but your RSI is going down. So that, so there is a high chance that Nifty can fall. Similarly, on the volume front, if you see there is a volume over here, see the volume is declining. Here you can see it is declining, but your Nifty is increasing. There is a negative divergence on volume also. That means Nifty might not sustain at higher levels. Again, repeating, this is not 100%. This is market. This there can be a possibility that it can go up also. But usually, when there is a divergence on RSI or when there is a divergence on volume, for sure, market will not sustain at the higher levels. Means these levels are very difficult to get crossed, and once this divergence is there, that means the volume is missing. And please note that for any stock, the volume is the king. If you understand the volumes, you can understand the stock, you can understand the trade also. So you should know what is the volume right now. So this I have smartly explained what is called volume divergence. Similarly, RSI divergence has also been explained over here. So this you can use during your scalping use, during the intraday, or during scalping, or even during your short-term trades, long-term trades, anywhere. This applies everywhere. So this is how it works. Now I'll come to the, we will have a, you can raise the questions, whatever you have. I'll try to explain whatever I can. Anyone wants to ask anything, you can write down over here, or you can ping me also, or you can give a call also if you are, if you have any issues. Sorry. Okay, I'll unmute you. Anyone have any questions? Okay, Bharti Airtel. See, the things will remain same if it is for Bharti or it is for anything. Okay, so for Bharti, the maximum OI which is lies at around 500. This is your maximum OI. That means people don't expect market to go above 500. The next resistance which is coming at around this one, 480, but 480 is already crossed and sustained. So we need to see the price action, whether it will, what is the price action at 480 strikes, and how the stock is reacting on Monday, whether it is sustaining or it is crossing. It is closed at 490, it is closed in between 480 and 500. Similarly, on the support side, we can see the support which is coming at around this one, 440. So people don't expect Bharti to fall below 440. Second support, sorry, the first support coming at 400. Second support coming at 440. Third support coming at 450 and 460. So if 500 will not be sustained as per the option chain, we can easily see 460 also. Then we can see 450, and then we can see 440. This is how it works. So this is how you can analyze the option chain. If it breaks 500, yes, if it breaks 500, then we need to check what is the change in OI for 800, for 500 strike price also. Whether the people are running for shorts cover, these shorts which are there for 500 strike, are they running for cover or not? Then you can see the next resistance. The next resistance lies at 520. So it is very clear that Bharti can easily come at 520 levels, and then it can easily come 540, 550. So these in between, that is 490, 510, these are very less OI. That means it for a stock to cross these levels, it's not that difficult. It can cross very easily. The point where maximum OI, the point where more liquidity is there, those levels are always difficult to cross. Those levels are always difficult to sustain also. Yes, anything, anyone? Any more questions on option chain? Or you can go through it, come back, ask me on that. But I want you to do this activity on daily basis to understand more on the option chain, how this will work. See, these theta, gamma, Greeks, and all are all the advanced things, but we should first know what is the basics of option chain. This theta, gamma you can cover later on. How do we use IIFL? We can use IIFL. You can download the app. You can start using it. On, I'll explain you on the. It is very difficult to explain right now, but I can explain you once you download the app, and I'll explain you how to use. But I've explained the strategy also, that the stock, the price at which the stock is trading, you should consider the nearby strike and consider the nearby change in OI for the strike. But you need to check for both call and put together. It should not be always call, or it should not be always put. You need to consider on both the sides. Okay guys, I'm closing the session. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Thanks a lot.